Okay, a new real estate launch. You hear those words, and if you're in sales, you know it's a huge deal. It's your chance to really boost your income, grab some amazing incentives, and get that incredible rush from closing a deal. But here's the thing, it's also a moment where so many talented people completely stumble. So how do you make sure you're the one actually making the sales and not just watching it all happen from the sidelines? Let's break down the playbook. This quote from sales coach Vitas Lazar, it hits the nail on the head. It gets right to the heart of the problem. Way too often, really skilled salespeople find themselves on the bench during a big launch. Why? Because they go in unprepared and they end up just clapping for a colleague who was ready to jump on the opportunity. It's a terrible feeling, and honestly, it's completely avoidable. So how do you make sure you're not that person? Well, that is the exact question we're answering right now. We're going to walk through a 10-step playbook based on Vitas Lazar's strategy, and it's designed to take you from being a spectator to being a top performer. Let's make sure you're the one closing the deals this time. All right, so the single biggest mistake salespeople make when a launch hits, it's jumping straight into action. They start blowing up their phone, trying to find buyers, pitching the project, all without doing any of the real groundwork first. It's a massive trap, and it pretty much guarantees you're going to get outplayed. So, if that's the trap, how do you avoid falling into it? Well, before you even think about talking to a single client, you need a blueprint. This is your prep phase. This is the homework, where you build a rock-solid foundation for your success. This, right here, is where the real work actually begins. And that foundation starts with 3 steps that are totally non-negotiable. First up, set a clear personal goal. I'm not talking about sell a lot. I mean a specific number of units you will sell. Second, you have to master your product. Know it inside and out before the launch, not 2 months after. And third, really get the pricing. New launches have some unique pricing strategies, and you have to be able to explain every little detail with absolute confidence. And here's why that preparation is so important. Look at the difference. The unprepared agent, they sound uncertain, and believe me, clients can smell that hesitation from a mile away. But the expert, the one who did their homework, they speak with authority. And that confidence is what builds instant trust. And in a crazy fast-moving launch, trust is absolutely everything. Okay, so once your internal blueprint is solid, you've got your goal, your product knowledge is sharp, you understand the pricing, only then is it time to shift your focus to the client. Now it's time to master the art of the pitch. Every great sale is really a great story, isn't it? You have to create this compelling narrative that answers the most important question of all. With all the other projects out there, why should someone buy this one? Your pitch is that story, and it has to be a powerful one. This leads us to a really brilliant strategic tool from Vitas Lazar that he calls the snapshot. See, when a client asks for details, you don't just email them a giant folder with everything. The snapshot is a hand-picked package of information, and it's designed specifically to create curiosity and excitement. It's a really delicate balancing act. You share just enough to get them hooked, pique their interest, but you hold back key details to keep them engaged and wanting more. If you give away the entire story at once, that initial buzz can just fizzle out, and the client might just drift away. You have to control the flow of information to keep that momentum going. Now, pay close attention to the order here. This is so critical. It is only after you've done the first 5 steps, goal, product, price, pitch, and snapshot, that you finally start identifying buyers and boosting your visibility on social media. The sequence is everything. Prepare first, then engage. And all this prep work, it leads to this fundamental shift in your mindset. When you're fully prepared and you're visible, you stop desperately chasing clients. Instead, your expertise and your confidence start attracting them to you. And that, obviously, leads to a much, much higher conversion rate. And now we get to the 8th and, honestly, the most critical step. This is the one where, according to Vitas Lazar, so many salespeople fail, even after doing all that groundwork. This is the moment of truth, closing the deal. I mean, this is the nightmare scenario we're trying to avoid, right? You did all the prep, you built the relationship, you created the interest, but then you hesitated to close. And in a high-pressure launch, that little hesitation is just an open door for someone else to step right in and finalize the sale that you worked so hard for. Just think about what that environment is like. During a launch, time is incredibly limited. It's a pressure cooker. You're juggling follow-ups with dozens of people at the same time, and your competition, who might be sitting right next to you, they are ready to close. The ability to finalize that deal quickly and decisively is absolutely non-negotiable. But listen, the launch isn't over after that first wave of sales. The final 2 steps are all about playing the long game. It's about how you sustain your momentum and maximize your results well after that initial rush is over. Step 9 is all about constant evaluation. Remember that goal you set way back in step 1? You need to be tracking your progress against it. Daily. Are you close? Are you falling behind? This constant feedback loop lets you adjust your strategy, double down on what's working, and just keep pushing toward your number. And that brings us to the final and really powerful point. It's a simple fact. Not everyone is ready to buy during that pre-launch window. Some clients, they just need more time. And this is where the amateurs usually stop, but the pros, they keep going. A disciplined follow-up system is your secret weapon. By nurturing those clients who weren't quite ready on day 1, you can dramatically increase your total sales volume from just a single launch. You're building a pipeline that turns today's interested prospects into tomorrow's successful sales. So, with this whole 10-step playbook in mind, the final question is for you. Your next launch is on the horizon. Instead of just jumping to find a buyer, what is going to be your first foundational step to make sure you're the one closing the deal?